OChem with Jenny Craig.
Welcome everyone to our weekly info meeting. Today's topic is fats. I hope everyone here is trying to cut down on his or her fat calorie intake, and it is especially important to reduce or eliminate your trans fat consumption.
Why are trans fats so bad for you?
Well, trans fats are proven to raise your bad cholesterol, or LDL, low density lipoprotein, and lower your good cholesterol, or HDL, high density lipoprotein. Poor cholesterol can lead to some serious types of cardiovascular disease. So, by just staying away from trans fats, you can reduce your chances of having heart problems. Trans fats also lead to weight gain, especially in the abdomen region. Hopefully these reasons alone can convince you to stay away from trans fats. You will definitely have trouble reaching your goal weight and keeping your heart healthy if you consume too many of these trans fats.
But what exactly makes trans fats different from other fats?
Well, the molecular structure of trans fats is unique to other unsaturated fats. Fatty acid is made up mainly of carbon and hydrogen. The trans prefix means that two hydrogens are on opposite sides of the carbon-carbon double bond. This organization makes trans unsaturated fat a linear molecule, or straight line. These straight molecules can become more compact than the other unsaturated fats, which are known as cis unsaturated fats. This cis means the hydrogens are on the same side, so the structure is bent.
So then is the straight molecular structure of trans fat the reason why butter can stay solid even when I leave it on my counter?
Yes, exactly. Trans fat can compact into crystal formation. This keeps them solid at room temperature.
If trans fat are so bad for us, then why do evil food companies still use them?
Well, for one, they are less expensive to produce. Also, we like the taste. Trans fats also tend to last longer. But over the last couple of years, companies have slowly stopped or reduced the amount of trans fats used in their products.
What about Starbucks? I heard that they still haven't eliminated all the trans fat from their bakery. They have so much money. What's taking them so long?
Well, they will soon be trans fat free by having the bakers change some of their ingredients. It's taken this long because trans fat is found naturally in many dairy products, so bakers have had a hard time finding a trans fat free margarine ingredient.
Well, now I don't know what if I want to make this diet successful. I should eliminate trans fat from this diet if I want to look like this.
Don't forget, eliminating trans fat also makes you less likely to get a heart disease. So they may taste good, but trans fats are just not worth it. Well, okay, now we're going to take a break. Enjoy some of the snacks. We have fruits and vegetables for all of you to munch on. Oh, and make sure to get some of the delicious watermelon. I hope everyone got a piece of watermelon because it's our new food of the week. Does anyone know what's so special about watermelon?
It's mostly water, so it probably doesn't have many calories.
Well, that's true, but I was thinking about something it does have. Watermelon is one of the best sources of lycopene. Lycopene is a carotenoid or organic pigment that acts as an antioxidant. Does anyone know how antioxidants help our bodies?
Antioxidants can help reduce our risk of cancer.
Yes, and our bodies can more readily absorb the cis lycopene compared to the trans lycopene. Remember that cis and trans have to do with how the molecules are arranged. Watermelon has a good amount of cis lycopene that is ready to be absorbed into our bodies.
I always thought that tomatoes were a good source of lycopene.
Only if they're cooked tomatoes. Raw tomatoes have trans lycopene and need the heat and energy to be transformed into cis lycopene so our bodies can properly use it. Can someone briefly tell me about what we learned in today's group meeting?
Well, I learned that we should stay away from trans fats. They negatively affect your cholesterol and cause weight gain. Also, the molecular structure makes us solid at room temperature. We also talked about lycopene and how to get it. Watermelon is one of the best ways to get lycopene, and also cooked tomatoes. Also, our body absorbs cis lycopene better than trans lycopene. So basically, the organic chemistry can be summed up like this. Stereoisomers are basically cis and trans isomers, and they have the same molecular formula, but they're just basically connected differently in space. And they're also known as
enantiomers
and pi bonds. Cis and trans isomers involve the same molecules, but in a different position relative to the pi or the double bond. And because the pi bond restricts the rotation, the different arrangement of the molecule makes that difference. As you can see, the sp2 bonds would be here, and then this would be the pi bond rotating, and this is the restriction that makes the difference. The difference. And cis isomers, they have the hydrogens or the substituent groups on the same side of the double bond. As you can see, the hydrogens are here and here, the same side of the double bond, the double bond, the double bond. And next, obviously, the trans isomers. They have the hydrogens or the substituent groups on the opposite sides of the double bond. Think transcontinental, opposite side of the continent. So hydrogen here and hydrogen here, on opposite sides, on opposite sides, on opposite sides. And lastly would be the linear versus the bent structure. Trans isomers create linear molecules that can compact together. Cis isomers create bent molecules that don't crystallize like trans isomers. So this is the cis, and this would be the trans on opposite sides of the double bond.
Well, very good. That sums up our group meeting for the week. Next week we'll cover the touchy subject of carbohydrates. Remember to eat your watermelon and stay away from trans fats so you can reach your goal weight. Bam!
And our references go to
Promise you'll say if it gets, promise you'll say if it gets too much. Don't be so scared of corners, don't be so tired of this.